These guys will become liabilities for their respective teams moving forward.
Why would you trade for Geno Smith? And we have Geno Smith as the set QB1? What the hell?
The 2026 season is fast approaching, so today we're going to take a look at each NFL team's worst projected starter heading into the 2026 season. Arizona Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett. Brissett is projected to be the worst starter for the Cardinals heading into the season, as he's viewed as more of a bridge quarterback, going 1-11 during his starts in 2025. Brissett lacks the upside needed to contend, but he offers steady serviceable play to keep the team afloat during the regular season. He's also on the hot seat, as Gardner Minshew and drafted rookie Carson Beck are both waiting in the wings for their time on the field. Atlanta Falcons, Tua Tagovailoa. If Tagovailoa wins the starting job for the Falcons, he's projected to be the team's worst starter due to his injury history, having a sharp increase in interceptions during his final season with the Dolphins, and of course, his durability concerns. Tagovailoa currently has a Pro Football Focus grade of 62.1, ranked 34 out of 43 quarterbacks, and was brought in on a short one-year deal to compete against Michael Penix Jr. for the starting job. Baltimore Ravens, Ethan Posick. Posick is projected to be the Ravens' weak link, as he has a history of injuries and is currently recovering from an Achilles one. Pundits have noted that he's more of a steady pass blocker rather than a dynamic elite run blocker for the Ravens' run-heavy offense during the season. Buffalo Bills, Keon Coleman. Coleman is projected to be the weakest starter on the Bills' offense, as he's not lived up to expectations in Western New York and hasn't had a 1,000-yard season yet. Coleman has struggled with foot speed and fluidity, failing to create meaningful separation from opposing defensive backs, and he has a low production value, catching 116 receptions for 960 yards and scoring 8 touchdowns so far in the league. Carolina Panthers, Nick Scott. The Panthers' secondary is expected to take a big leap in the 2026 season. However, Nick Scott is projected to be the team's weak link due to his lack of playmaking and coverage grades. Chicago Bears, Braxton Jones. Jones is projected to be the weak link in the unit heading into the 2026 season, due to regression and lingering injuries that he sustained in 2025. Cincinnati Bengals, Dylan Fairchild. Fairchild started in 15 games during his rookie year, but he has a lot of improvements to make during the 2026 season, as he's considered a weak link on their offensive line for 2026, finishing the 2025 season with a 59.1 grade per PFF. Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson. This should be a surprise to nobody, as Watson's time in Cleveland has just been a complete disaster, as he struggled on the field with turnovers, injury history, and a steep statistical decline. Watson also faces immense competition from Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and rookie Taylon Green, who have outperformed Watson when out on the field for games. Dallas Cowboys, Savon Revel Jr. The Cowboys secondary is talented, but Revel Jr. is a weak link in that unit, as he struggled during his rookie season, posting a 35.2 grade with PFF, the lowest amongst graded cornerbacks. Denver Broncos, Alex Singleton. Singleton is viewed by many as the Broncos' weak link due to his aging athleticism, as he's going to be 33 when the season concludes, and he has well-documented struggles in pass coverage plays. Detroit Lions, Christian Mahogany. Mahogany is projected to be the Lions' weakest starter heading into 2026 due to struggling pass protection and being in battle for the left guard job against veterans Ben Bartch and Miles Frazier. Green Bay Packers, Aaron Banks. Banks is a weak link on the Packers' offensive line due to his disappointing 2025 season, where he struggled in pass protection and zone blocking. Banks earned a 53.5 grade from PFF after the 2025 season, ranking him 64th out of 81 qualified offensive guards, while his pass blocking grade is 52.2. Houston Texans, Reed Blankenship. Although Blankenship signed a 3-year, $24.75 million deal with the Texans during the offseason, he's projected to be the team's worst starter, according to PFF at least, as he finished the 2025 season with a grade of 46.6, ranking him 92nd out of 98 safeties. Indianapolis Colts, A.J. Halsey. Halsey was drafted in the 3rd round of the 2026 NFL Draft, but is projected to be one of the Colts' worst starters due to transitional concerns, which is typical amongst rookie defensive backs. Although Halsey is an experienced safety, he struggled with tackling, missing 16 tackles during his 2025 season with the LSU Tigers, and he's less effective in man coverage than he is in the zone. Jacksonville Jaguars, Patrick Mekari. Mekari is projected to be a weak link on the Jaguars' offensive line due to struggling to transition to right guard, and he's dealt with a lingering back injury from the 2025 season. Mekari has also had a run blocking grade of 55.1 and a pass blocking grade of 51.8 per Pro Football Focus. Not to mention, he's got competition for the starting spot against guys like Wyatt Millum and Emmanuel Pregnam. Kansas City Chiefs, Jalen Moore. Moore had an incredibly inconsistent 2025 season with the Chiefs, as he struggled in pass protection, allowed 9 pressures, and suffered a knee injury near the end of the season. PFF graded him 57.1 for pass blocking and 62.9 for run blocking. On top of that, Moore signed a 2-year, $30 million deal with the team and has not lived lived up to expectations. Las Vegas Raiders, DJ Glaze. Glaze is projected to be the Raiders' worst starter due to the severe sophomore slump that he endured in 2025. According to PFF, he gave up 48 pressures and 10 sacks, ranking him as the second worst tackle in the league for pressures allowed. Glaze also doesn't fit Clint Kubiak's and offensive line coach Rick Dennison's wide zone blocking system, as he has very limited mobility and slow footwork. Los Angeles Chargers, Jake Slaughter. Slaughter is projected to struggle at the offensive line position due to a difficult transition to the NFL and being asked to move from center to guard, as the team is cross-training him for the position. Los Angeles Rams, Omar Speights. Speights is projected to be a weak link on the Rams defense because of his struggles in pass coverage and lack of splash plays like sacks, tackles for loss, and forced fumbles. Speights has struggled against covering speedy tight ends and running backs, which really doesn't help things. Miami Dolphins, Jonah Savainaya. Savainaya is projected to be the Dolphins' worst starter due to an incredibly poor rookie season, where he earned a dismal PFF grade of 28.4, which was the worst of all 81 guards since the site began collecting data. The Dolphins currently have him slotted at left guard, but he surrendered 8 sacks and 45 quarterback pressures and looked completely overwhelmed by NFL speed and physicality compared to his collegiate days. Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy's projected to be the Vikings' worst starter after playing a disastrous 2025 season, where he threw 11 touchdowns against 12 interceptions, was sacked 27 times, and fumbled the ball 6 times while losing 2 of them. Not to mention, McCarthy has struggled with inconsistencies and poor ball mechanics. Kyler Murray recently signed a 1-year deal with the team, which is going to force him and McCarthy to compete for the coveted starting job before the 2026 season kicks off. New England Patriots, Jared Wilson. Wilson's projected to be a weak link on the Patriots, as he is forced to play out of position at left guard during his rookie season, and he struggled in the run game, giving up ground to superior defensive linemen. New Orleans Saints, Nathan Shepard. Shepard is projected to be a weak link on the Saints' defensive line due to his struggles against the run and declining pass rush efficiency. Even during a productive 2025 season when he had 47 tackles and 3 sacks, he rarely finishes plays at an elite starting caliber level. New York Giants, John Michael Schmitz. Michael Schmitz is projected to be a liability for the G-men due to poor pass protection metrics, as he struggled to anchor against interior rushers and has had reoccurring durability issues. New York Jets, Geno Smith. Even though Smith has returned to the Jets, he's projected to be the league's worst quarterback after his dismal 2025 season that he played with the Raiders, when he took 55 sacks and threw 17 interceptions. Smith is also going to be 36 when the season concludes, as there are declines in his arm strength and his reaction time. On top of that, the Jets have 3 first-round picks in the 2027 draft, making Smith nothing more than a bridge quarterback rather than a long-term solution. Philadelphia Eagles, Marcus Epps. Epps is projected to be the weakest starter on the Eagles due to documented limitations in coverage and lack of playmaking abilities. Epps hasn't had an interception since the 2021 season and hasn't had a fumble recovery since the 2023 season. On top of that, Epps has been a liability for the Eagles, as they have one of the best cornerback units in the entire league. Pittsburgh Steelers, Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey's projected to be the Steelers' weakest starter heading into the regular season, as he's going to be 32 when the season ends and has seen a decline in his coverage speed at outside cornerback. And he's had a real difficult time switching to safety. Opposing quarterbacks have thrown the ball more towards Ramsey due to his struggles adjusting to safety, which just isn't a position that he's played since college. San Francisco 49ers, Jair Brown. Brown is considered one of the 49ers' weakest starters due to tackling struggles and seeing regression in his coverage. In 2025, Brown was flagged for missing a career-high 12 tackles and has competition from second-year safety Marquise Siegel. Seattle Seahawks, Anthony Bradford. Bradford's projected to be a weak link on the Seahawks' offensive line due to his major inconsistencies in pass protection and athletic limitations in the offensive system. Bradford also had an abysmal PFF grade of 50.1, ranking 70th out of 81 guards, and has surrendered 28 pressures and 3 sacks in 2025. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Servassier Dennis. Dennis is projected to really struggle in 2026, as he's been a liability in pass coverage and has had shortcomings on passing downs. Dennis may be effective against the run as a blitzer, but PFF graded him at a low 49.1 overall and allowed a 114.9 passer rating when targeted in coverage. Tennessee Titans, Cody Barton. Barton is likely going to be the Titans' worst starter heading into the upcoming season due to not fitting in Robert Saleh's new defensive scheme. And he had an underwhelming 2025 season, having 81 tackles, which was far lower than 2024, and 3 interceptions. Barton is also going to be 30 when the season ends. And, well, the team just has younger options that are waiting in the wings. Washington Commanders, Treylon Burks. Burks is considered a weak link for the Commanders due to his history of nagging injuries and a lack of consistent production. When on the field, his output has been underwhelming, as he's failed to surpass 444 receiving yards in a single season. But hey, who do you think is your favorite team's worst projected starter for this upcoming season? Do you agree with the choices that we've made? Let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.